Chaz, welcome to the Flawless Growth podcast. Um, for those who don't know you, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Onus IV therapy and longevity?
Yeah, I'm Chaz Faulhaber, Chief Marketing Officer and co-founder of Onus IV Therapy and Longevity. We started this back in 2014 from a Sprinter van and
Wow.
have grown to 7 locations on the Colorado Front Range. Our 7th location opened this year in April. It's our first franchisee, and we are just beginning the franchising process, all while bringing on hormones and peptides
Nice.
into the model. So there's a lot going on here.
Wow, congratulations. You guys have grown a lot.
Yeah, it's been great, and the team is firing on all cylinders. This is the best team we've ever had.
Oh, beautiful. That's beautiful to hear. And what inspired you to co-found this business?
Mountain biking.
Oh,
My wife, Christy, who's also the CEO, and our medical director, Dr. Wilkes.
okay.
We are all avid mountain bikers. Dr. Wilkes actually used to teach mountain biking in Bolivia, of all places, and
Wow.
Christy and myself used to race mountain bikes. So
Okay.
it's a common thread. A lot of our employees are actually pretty active in some way or another, whether it's climbing, hiking, running. One of our managers, Julie, she just completed in the Leadville race, which is up at 9,000 feet in Leadville,
Jesus.
Colorado. Yeah, she did a marathon up there. So
Ooh.
it's the active vein runs through the company pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. I am a gym rat, so never done
Nice.
mountain biking, but I do a lot of well, it's called, I think it's called indoor cycling. Sorry, one second.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the closest I've done to a mountain. But they tell you, like, right now we're on the mountain and I love it. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
Okay, and what were the first days of the company like?
Oh, it was wild, because in 2014 we were the only ones doing it in Colorado,
Oh,
so it was
wow.
pretty interesting. And some people were really into it. Some people looked at us like we had 3 eyes. So it definitely ran the gamut between confusion and confidence. But
Okay.
I think once people came in and saw what we were up to, it became pretty clear. Okay, this is a serious thing. This isn't some
Uh-huh.
fly by night operation.
Uh-huh, got it. And it would, I guess maybe at the beginning it took a lot of education and convincing people what this was about, right?
Oh yeah, no one knew that they could do it, and
Uh-huh.
so it was all education based. And I'll be frank, a lot of our marketing still centers on providing
Education.
education and getting people aware of, like, if you've never heard of a hammer before, but you've always been around nails, well, suddenly you have a tool
Mm,
that can actually be used for that. So
right.
yeah, it's just teaching people about something that they can use to better their lives.
Beautiful. And apart from the education, what other challenges did you guys have at the beginning?
You've got all the usual business challenges of finding the right space to have your
Mm-hmm.
business, of finding the right employees that you want to hire and execute for you. You have the regulatory side, which is always changing. You have the
Oh,
supply
yeah.
side, which is subject to more natural disasters than I would expect.
Ah, really?
If there's ever a hurricane headed towards Puerto Rico, you can expect saline prices to jump up.
Oh,
I'll say that
wow.
much. So yeah, there's all the usual challenge of business, whether it's supply or employee or competitive or retail based. It's a lot of the same,
Yeah.
just all its own flavor.
Of course. And for the regulatory part, is it that, like, you guys have to submit certain paperwork every year or something like that, or how does that work?
Yeah, and being the marketing guy, I don't deal with this every day or even
Okay,
every
yeah.
week, but I do know that our team has to make sure that forms are being signed, that orders are being placed correctly, and that
Mm.
certain compounds are locked away and they are marked off and they are temperature checked and logged.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. Okay.
there's a lot to it. I mean, you're talking about people's health,
Yeah, a
so
hundred percent.
we have to play. You have to, if anything, you have to overplay with the
Mm-hmm.
safety.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Awesome. And talking a little bit about the education, how do you guys usually educate people through marketing?
Well, a few ways. Video content is great for this. People are naturally curious about what someone else is talking about. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you present it in the light of this is something that people have been discussing, then that's been pretty interesting to see how people absorb that information. Otherwise, pop-up events are huge for us. A
Okay.
lot of people want to meet the person that's going to be doing the procedure or the
Of
treatment for
course.
them. So there's that level of human interaction, just as you would hope for. You meet your dentist, or I know you're down having a surgery.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's time to meet somebody who's going to be helping you, and they kind of reassure you of what's going to happen. So
Totally, totally. And even sometimes you also want to know that the person has that, I don't know, at least to me, that they're nice, that they're experts, of course, but they're also nice. Like, you have to connect with the person somehow.
definitely, yeah,
Yeah.
especially when it's something that involves your life,
A
your
hundred
health.
percent. Yeah.
Yeah, on that, we still, I don't know how many other clinics follow this, but we are still ER only and ICU only employees. We follow ER protocols,
Okay.
and we have an ER certified medical director and four nurse practitioners that work underneath him. So,
Okay.
yeah, when it comes to that medical credibility, like you said, you want to make sure they're professional too.
Oh, 100%. Okay, as a
Mm-hmm.
CMO, how did you approach building the brand in this industry? Because okay, you did mention that you guys were the first over there, so that's good. That's an advantage. But it is a
Yep.
competitive industry, so I don't know if maybe with time more businesses have shown up over there in your industry. So how have
Yep.
you? Okay, perfect. So how have you approached building the brand and differentiating the brand?
My background, I come from the advertising world,
Mm-hmm.
and so before leaving to start this company, I was doing graphic design and helping with customer focus groups and stuff.
Okay.
So in that regard, the brand was one of the first things that we really wanted to get nailed down right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we didn't want an overly complicated name, so it had to be within a certain amount of letters.
Okay.
Ideally, four was what we were aiming for, which with our name Onus, that absolutely fits the parameters. We also didn't want to pick a word that anyone could use. So if you have a harder time owning the word, then you're gonna have a harder time because of the dilution of that word across different competitors. And you see this today. I see some of our biggest competitors share names with each other,
Oh no.
which is they're just headed toward the legal battle at some point where one has to say to the other, "I'm bigger than you." So,
yep.
Yeah, if you can own your word without much of a fight, and you can own the mission behind it, then you have a chance to not only resonate in the consumer's mind, but you get to also own the movement that your brand represents too.
Mm-hmm. And also, being a short name, it's easier to remember.
To a degree, I think our name is atypical enough that people probably need a few times saying it. But the cool part of Onus, in the English vernacular, onus means personal responsibility. It actually lines up perfectly with, if you're going to take care of yourself, if you're going to go to the gym, like I know you do, then you already know you have to be the one that wants to do that.
Yeah, so. Totally. You have to do the work. No one else will do it.
Absolutely. No one wants to fit.
Yeah. And okay, so you're very in the marketing world. What marketing channels have you found that are most effective to reaching your audience?
In the 10 years we've been in business, I've seen it change and shift.
A lot? Oh,
yeah. If you had asked me in 2015 to 2017, Facebook would have been everything. That boost button in blue.
Yeah.
You would have just clicking that all day.
And that's it.
Then around 2017 to now, I'd say Instagram has definitely been a main driver as far as how people discover us, but not necessarily move to come in and book an appointment. So
okay.
In that regard, you really need 6 or 7 touch points before someone decides they're going to spend some money with you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of continuous reminders. We have a Forerunner vehicle that's wrapped with our branding on it.
Okay.
Drives around all day. We have obviously our AdWords and our SEO teams who would do their job so that when people are searching for us, that we are showing up. And then we have a killer team that does promotions and events. So that's that personal touch where you're getting to meet the people who are going to be in the store that you're going to go see to make a healthy choice. So all those things together really make the effort. And there's no one thing, but if I only had money for one each month, I guess I would put it into promotions. because that's
Oh,
one of the
okay.
fastest ways for people to get to know you on a personal level and decide if they're going to spend their money with you or not. So,
Got it. Okay. And do you guys have, it's these all internal teams or it's contractors that you get or things like that?
these are contractors for the most part, but some of our team is internal, like our promotions team.
Uh-huh.
We just have nurses who are really good at it and they're great at talking to people.
Oh, cool.
So we don't
They're
have to hire anyone
salespeople.
for that.
That's cool. They are two in one.
Yeah, and a lot of them are managers too. So now you got three in one.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any new trends that you're seeing in this space?
Oh yeah. People are always bringing us new things that they are like, "Do you offer this?"
Okay.
And to some degree, it's the Wild West where people are hearing about these alternative treatments and they have decided that's something that they want to go out and find.
Mm-hmm.
We don't answer to all of those. We look for evidence based treatments.
Okay.
So when you're talking about new trends that are coming together, if you are a one stop or if you are a one service only shop, I don't know if that's the best idea, frankly. I think people are looking for more comprehensive wellness going forward. They want to see if I'm going to do this thing, is there something else that affects that will make this, because this investment, this is expensive stuff.
Yeah.
If I put these two things together, will I see an improvement in my life? Or if I take these three things and I put them in together, will I see an improvement? People really want to start to get a sense of like, if I did a blood lab draw and then I got IVs for a month and then another blood lab draw at the end of that month, am I going to see an improvement in my vitamin levels? Everything that we have, from the electrolytes, the supplements, hormones, peptides, NAD, and IV therapy, what we're building it towards is called a longevity pack, where you can literally come in, buy a pack of all those things, and then over 3 months, you get to see your start with a blood panel, go all the way to the end with a finished blood panel, and see the difference in how your body is on numbers, on paper, but then also how you feel, and then the knowledge that everything that you were doing was under professional supervision. So, yeah.
100%. Because, there's a lot of beauty or wellness stuff that you get, but you don't really know what happens after. Like,
sure it's
maybe.
Like, I did it,
Exactly. So, like supplements. Like, I take like 6 pills a day, but I don't really know if they're doing something, right? But seeing it in the paper, because again, you could go and do those exams, but if you go to a place like this that has all the package together, it's great because you have those results right there, so you know it's working.
Yeah, and you've got the team there to answer your questions and help you adjust where you need to, or to advise, should you do this or should you not do this, So yeah, it's really start with the marketing. It really gets answered when you get the treatment as well.
And based on like you said that sometimes there's customers that come and ask for a certain thing. Have you seen the behavior of customers changing throughout the years since you guys started somehow?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
In the beginning, it was a little bit of like, hey, we sell this. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And now it's, hey, we sell this. And they're asking, do you have any deals? Can you do it cheaper? And so IV therapy in particular, even though it's our foundation currently, it's become much more of a commodity. And that's why it's good not to just have one service, because that service in particular, I could foresee it being, from $150 down to $130, then to $100. It could really shift over the next 5 years. So we'll see. You never want to get too cheap, but also,
right, of course,
a lot of people want to get access to it at a good price that they can afford.
Got it.
So.
And as a co-founder and CMO, how do you balance the creative side but also the operational demands of a business?
Great question. And since I do a lot of stuff for the stores, and including the marketing of it, I'm also a tech support guy. I do a lot of the maintenance. I change water filters, fix doors.
Wow.
So I guess as far as being the co-founder goes, you have to wear as many hats as you can. Otherwise, you just end up spending all your money hiring other people to do stuff. And at some point, your time is valuable, but something simple like a water filter, yeah, I'll change that.
Got
Who
it.
cares?
Yeah. And if you know how to do it, you know.
Where I could see that being a little bit more of a less involved procedure is when it comes to our franchisees. Our first franchisee in Fort Collins, yeah, I can't do all the work for him,
Right.
but you become kind of an advisor. So, yeah, in our corporate business, I'm very hands on. And with our franchisees, we advise on how to do things and ideas that they may not have thought of to get things done.
Hmm. And how was that franchisee process? Was that very long, like time consuming to do? How did you guys approach that?
So our first franchisee, luckily, was a customer since has been a customer since
Okay,
2016.
got it.
So he's been coming to us almost 10 years,
Nice.
and he just wanted to see our brand grow, which is like the best thing you could ask for, you
Uh
know.
huh.
Fort Collins, which is our location that he opened up, that's been going great. That's had our best launch of any store since we've opened any of our
Wow.
stores. So it's nice to see that 10 years of business really deliver for that first franchisee the hope that we have for this company.
Exactly. Totally. That's
Yeah.
that's awesome. And so he's super happy with the with his business. How long has that been open for?
Since April 19th, and I
Okay.
believe we're going to be having a grand opening in September once we have the other services, which are hormones and peptides,
Hmm.
added in. So yeah, there's still more excitement to come in that realm.
Yeah, of course. Awesome. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you, appreciate that.
Have there been any key leadership lessons in scaling this brand in 7 years?
Oh yeah, scaling is tough, and some of it is, do you have the right people to execute what you're trying to do, and is what you're trying to do going to work? We've thrown a lot of things at the wall and
Oh
only a few
yeah.
of them stick, but the ones that we currently have are the ones that stick. So
Uh huh.
yeah, there's a lot to learn, from how to build a store and dealing with regulation, and having an architect involved and dealing with cities and what designs have to look like what. Yeah, there's,
Uh huh.
I guess, pick something about business, and I've learned something about it in 10 years.
Of course. Is
Yeah.
there any specific service that you guys have tried and maybe didn't work?
One thing that I wanted to see take off a bit better that didn't, they're
Okay.
called they're called Normatec boots. They're compression sleeves.
Okay.
And the idea is that when you're sitting down in the chair, you can put these sleeves over your legs,
Mhm.
and they're like bags that fill up with air, and they squeeze your legs in like a sequence like this.
Mhm.
And so what that does is it helps your body kind of release any of the tension in your muscles, and therefore any
Mm.
of your free radicals that have built up, from excessive working out or from
Mhm.
just standing on your legs all day.
Mhm.
And it's a really cool feeling when you're done with that. Your legs feel very relaxed,
Okay.
and when you're combining that with an IV, man, it was just such a cool feeling. But I think the thing that people didn't want to get past was taking your shoes off, to put these
Really?
sleeves on. Yeah, I really do think the more friction you create to try and
Okay.
get someone to do something, the less likely they want to do it.
Who would have thought?
The
Because
other,
that seems so simple, right?
it does seem simple, but you'd be surprised. People are everyone's got a way about how they put on their shoes.
Okay.
So yeah, the other one was guided meditation apps.
Okay.
We had this whole headset that sat on your head, and there was a blade that went across your eyes, and it was a really cool experience to kind of like meditate while getting an IV. It was like working out your brain.
Uh huh.
Just couldn't get people to really care, frankly.
Got it.
People, like, they're coming in during the day, they've got other things that they're thinking about, and asking them to meditate when they have things that they'd rather do. Yeah, it was tough to see, but again, it was really cool when I did it, so
Uh
maybe
huh.
someone else will figure it out.
Right. So I guess they're on their phones while they get, yeah, totally.
Well, the nice thing about our format is that, I don't know if you've ever seen one of our stores, but they're an open layout. And so
Okay, I
compared to
haven't.
some where you're literally staring at each other,
Uh huh.
people don't really like that as much as being able to look at a TV together, or
Mhm.
look at
Mhm.
a space together, like looking out the window or something.
Yeah.
So all of our chairs are, in a row side by side, and we've seen people who had nothing in common start talking to each other.
Oh, that's
Uh,
cool.
and that's been the coolest thing. They're either on their phones, or they're talking with somebody else in the store, or they're watching a movie or something.
Uh
You never
huh.
know. People bring their headphones, and they make the space what they need it to be.
Got it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you keep the team aligned in? Well, you did mention that everybody's very energetic. They do mountain biking, so that's good. But this is
Hmm.
also a fast-paced industry. So how do you keep the
Sure.
team aligned and motivated?
Well, we do trainings 2 to 3 times a year, so it's good to get people together in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
We also have staff nights. We take people to the Rockies games, which are baseball games.
Oh,
We
that's
go
cool.
bowling. We take them to like a happy hour. It really depends on the season and what people are, what they're up to. Try not to do staff events in July because that's when everyone's traveling and going on vacation.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Um, the other thing, we have weekly winners, where staff nominate each other, who really helped them this week, who was a total asset to the overall team.
Mm-hmm.
And that person wins some little prize, whether it's a $25 gift card to Starbucks or something on Amazon.
Uh-huh.
Really just try and make it, community
Community.
focused.
Uh-huh. Got it. Cool. Yeah, that's all. Well, I work from home now.
Hmm.
And all my team is remote, but at the when I started my career, I used to go to an office, and I used to enjoy a lot all of those activities. And it's
Hmm.
something I miss a little bit, to be
Yeah,
honest.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Do,
Yeah.
do you think that this industry it's hot right now? Do you think it could be just like some years that it's in trend and then it could drop, or do you think that this longevity thing it's going to just keep increasing and increasing with time?
Well, I believe longevity as a industry hasn't even started yet. It's really going to be cool to see where it goes from where we are and where a lot of the sister brands that are kind of like piloting this direction with us are
Mm-hmm.
headed.
Mm-hmm.
IV therapy industry, my honest opinion, peaked in 2023. I think people now understand what it does.
Mm-hmm.
They know that it's an option, and they are
Mm-hmm.
more concerned about price than necessarily
Mm.
the experience.
Okay.
So um, unless, of course, you're at home and you just want someone to come to your house, then you'll pay whatever to get
Right,
them
of
over.
course.
Yeah, so I think the IV industry is a mature market, but the longevity market is untapped. It's going to be something that a lot of people start to discover over the next 2 to 5 years, and yeah, we'll see where that takes us.
Yeah. I think I agree with you. I think that's gonna of course it's gonna change a lot, but it's gonna
Sure.
keep growing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, health is the new wealth.
Yeah.
I remember this one customer. He came in. He was 59 years old, and he was like, my biomarkers say I have the body of a 39-year-old. And I'm like,
Ah,
that's great, man. He's like,
wow.
here's everything. He just wanted to talk about everything he does. He's like, I work out 4 hours a day, and I only
Jesus.
eat these kind of vegetables, and I don't eat that kind of meat. And it's like, okay, this guy really cares about how his body shows up on paper and
Uh-huh.
how he gets to how he gets to see the benefits of that.
A
So
100%. And we're seeing a lot, yeah, like a lot of the influencers as well are talking about it and creating a lot of conscience and education. So everybody is a little bit more conscious about all of this.
definitely.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit about digital marketing.
Okay.
Okay, so from all of the digital marketing that you guys have done, have is there anything that you guys haven't tried yet?
I don't know if we've done any TikTok advertising.
Got
I
it.
know we put videos on TikTok, but
Uh-huh.
that's also not 100% our target audience as much, or it
Because
could be.
they're younger, right? Yeah.
It tends to be younger,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
but I have a lot of friends my age who are using TikTok as well. So,
Yeah.
um, the only one we haven't tried has been broadcast, where you're putting something on a TV. And I know that there are some new services coming out where it's very affordable to put your ads through like streaming platforms,
Mm-hmm.
but that's one we haven't tried yet. I don't know when that will be. It could be soon, but I also don't know how effective it is. So,
Got it. Yeah, I think it's more like a brand awareness thing. Like I know that you can put specific phone number so you can track it, or maybe a specific landing page.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's like you should see it more like a brand awareness, like putting um, something on the street. Like don't expect a lot of results out of it.
Yeah, it's part of that 6 to 7 touch points that you
Mm-hmm.
need where someone's like, I keep seeing this company.
Right.
What are they?
Correct. Exactly. Exactly. More like that.
Yeah.
And from the platforms that you guys use, which one do you think that brings in the most like direct clients? I would say maybe Google Ads. or am I wrong there?
No, you're correct because of the intent. A lot of people in this industry, it's not like getting a cheeseburger. You do your research and you look around for either, if you're a price conscious customer, you're looking at the menu, if they even put their prices on their website. And if you're not doing that, then you're probably someone who's looking for information about what these services are, and you don't care about price, you care about who are these people that are doing these services. So yeah, AdWords is important because those keywords that we're known for, we definitely want to protect those with AdWords. Mm-hmm. That's more of a defensive strategy as much as an offensive strategy. Mm-hmm. But frankly, having good SEO and a great website has been one of our best key attributes. Mm-hmm. You got to show up where people are looking.
Of course. And with all of the marketing that you guys have done, what do you think has been your biggest pain point or challenge?
I remember one year we did a bunch of radio advertising, which was interesting. Because it worked, but didn't. It was interesting. People were I could turn on the radio and I'd hear our ads, and I'd know that okay, that's our time slot, and that worked. And so anyone who was listening to that station at that time heard about us. But as far as a pain point goes, there's always that balancing act of, will this pay for itself, or did I just spread a bunch of awareness? Mm-hmm. Direct mailer campaigns can be effective, and they can also make some people very angry because they don't want mail in their mailbox. Usually these are older people who are I didn't ask for your mail, it's or whatever. But
so you guys get angry calls and things like that?
I think we've had 2, in some of those in general, but at the same token, you do want your marketing to feel like it's landing at the right time when someone is looking around for it. If it feels forced, people today especially do not want to be bothered. It's like potential spam.
And every time we're being more and more bothered.
Somehow we've all gotten even more bombarded, even though we're aware of it.
Exactly. I receive I don't know, maybe 10 emails a day of marketing stuff.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
At least.
Exactly. Where can people find more about you and the business?
So our website is onusiv.com. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. Connect, follow there, open to a discussion or a chat. We're posting every day, if not every other day, on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. And, if you're in the Colorado area, we're open 7 days a week.
Nice.
So stop on by.
That's beautiful. Okay, well, thank you, Chaz. I appreciate you joining the podcast. I appreciate all of your insights and your knowledge. This is a super exciting industry, and I've tried it myself over here in Colombia. So I like it. So that's awesome that you guys have grown so much. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you.